Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Rhino, and in today's video I have the third and final part of my road to the 3 marks of excellence in the Era 2 Western Alliance Premium Light Tank, the AMX 13 SS-11 TCA. So I did manage to get my third mark of excellence quite a long time ago. I put the first two parts of this series up, and then Wargaming kept releasing premiums. Been a new season in between, I believe, so I haven't managed to put these last few replays out. So in today's video I have 3 replays for you in this fantastic Era 2 Premium Light Tank, and the third game is the game in which I finally achieved my 3 marks of excellence. Unfortunately, the sort of end screen corrupted, so you're not going to be able to see just how far I got over the 95%. However, I do have a screenshot to prove I have got the 3 marks of excellence on my AMX 13. So to start off with, we are here on Redshire, so a fantastic map for a light tank with this nasty 4-shot ATGM autoloader, as well as its primary 75mm gun. And like I've done in the last 2 videos in this series, I'll talk to you first about my commander and equipment setup as I derp an ATGM into the floor as a warning shot to this T-72A, who subsequently gets taken out by a Leopard 1A1. So in terms of my equipment, what I like to run on the AMX 13 is the advanced concealment, the advanced powertrain, and the traction system. And with my commander, 6th Sense, Born Leader, rapid loading, camouflage expertise, muffled shot, green thumb, then I like to run steady aim, rapid aim, and snapshot to try and help this gun out a little bit, but more importantly focusing on the concealment, on trying to get as much out of the mobility as well, because it doesn't move as nimble as some of the other light tanks in Era 2, so you want to try and invest your setup into trying to improve that. Alongside your concealment and your view range capabilities, you should be able to have some pretty decent games. So here on Redshire we've already picked up 1615 assistance, and with that ATGM and a fire, now over 3,300 direct damage, and it doesn't take too long for you to be able to pick up the damage in this machine. And I just had a blast playing this on the way to my 3 marks of excellence. One of my favourite go-to Era 2 premium tanks for making silver. You hardly really have to fire the primary gun. You do all of your damage with the ATGMs, then you just follow up with your primary 75mm, and with the 6 shots per clip, interclip reload of 2 seconds, you can just finish targets off, or you can contest other light tanks whilst you are reloading. And yeah, like I've mentioned in my previous videos on this tank, the only real downside is the fact that you are only limited to, you are limited to 8 ATGMs per battle, which is 4 ATGMs per clip, so only 2 clips per battle. Which is a little bit disappointing, and you can definitely run out of that because it only takes you 32.43 seconds to reload your 4 ATGMs, and with a 15-second interclip reload in these sort of medium length battles to longer battles, it can become a bit of a problem towards the end of the game. So sometimes you might want to think about saving, 1 or 2 ATGMs just in case you need it to come in clutch at the end of the game. Here on Redshire we are down by 4 tanks. We've had a fantastic combined damage results so far, and we're going to have to try and do everything in our power to turn the tide of this battle, starting with an ATGM into the side of the M60A2. Fortunately for us, we use the mobility by side hugging this M60A2 to avoid his very, very nasty gun that has ATGMs and also HE, and then we managed to reload the ATGM with that 15-second interclip reload to take him out of the battle. We're now only down by 2 tanks. There are a few tanks that are on too many hit points left on the enemy team, including this FV4 211, so want to get that tank out of the game as soon as possible. And from this distance with my primary gun, it'll be very difficult to be able to even pen the side of that Era 2 premium British heavy tank. So we're going to have to try and maybe get up close and personal and use our remaining 2 missiles, just trying to finish off this armadillo on the move here with our primary gun. And you can see, even though I've invested a little bit into improving the gun, gun, it's still incredibly derpy. So this FE-4-11 looks like he's going to reverse up, and I was going to fire my ATGM there, and I probably would have taken him out there. However, at this distance, it might have just gone into the space armor, and if he just went forward, it would have been a waste of my last 2 missiles. And because it's a close game, I want to try and save them just in case we are able to take this one down. So now we're using the fantastic concealment to get around the enemy tanks here, move into this position in C6 behind this ridge line, and yeah, hopefully we can surprise them. I've got my steel concealment down to 149.36 meters, and yeah, with fantastic DPM with the multiple weapon system, we should be able to rain some havoc on these last remaining enemies. So we have the rear of this FE-4-11, only one more shot to take him out. Unfortunately, it goes into the engine deck. We have 2 missiles left, and yeah, we have 41 75mm rounds. So unfortunately there we don't pen on the Magak 6B Gal. We only managed to derp it into his tracks. Should have aimed that a little bit better, and now I only have 1 ATGM left. Pop the smoke screen, and I'm going to try and get 1 last ATGM into the side of this tank, and also whittle him down with this 75mm. We're still down by 2 tanks, so it's still incredibly close. We managed to damage his engine. I'm going to put an ATGM right into the rear of his tank and use the last remaining shell there to finish him off. And that's where the primary gun comes in clutch. And when you think if you are able to penetrate with every single round, you're looking at a DPM with my setup of around 3,578 with the primary gun, and add on to that a DPM of 3,751 if you penetrate every ATGM. So very, very deadly indeed. We've managed to make it into a 3 versus 3. We are out of ATGM, so we're going to try and have to use this main gun, and even on the move from this close-up distance, the penetration sucks with even full premium rounds that I run, so we're going to have to get around to the rear. Unfortunately for us, he gets taken out. FE-4-11 just clips us, doesn't manage to take us out of the game. We put 1 into him, and then we're just going to draw his attention while hopefully our friendly FE-4-11 farms him. The M103A2 gets taken out. We're drawing the attention of this FE-4-11. We're going to reload, but fortunately our friendly FE-4-11 helps us out. And yeah, we managed to turn what looked like a loss into a victory there, finishing first on our team with 10.7k direct damage, mastery, badge, ace, tanker, 2.4k assistance, 4 kills, 1906 base XP. And yeah, we were well on our way in this 7 minutes and 8 second battle towards our 3 marks of excellence. So that's it for the first gameplay in today's video. Let's head over to the second one. So now we are into the second gameplay of today's video, and we are here on Alamein in the AMX 13. We have spawned in the northwestern corner of the map, and I'm going to make my way to the centre and try and get some vision out. Maybe at tanks that are coming from the south into the centre, and also to the other side of the map, down the sort of 1 and 2 line. We should be able to get some vision on tanks that are in the centre, catch them out, and yeah, hopefully contest some of the other light tanks in this game, get them taken out early on, and then we should have free reign with our fantastic concealment and our vision later in the game to be able to provide a vision for our allies. So we get a spot on a Mobat here. I'm just poking up, very aware on Alamein that there isn't too many bushes like on something like Redshire, which you saw in the previous replay. However, we do start with a lovely bit of assistance there on that Mobat, I believe, at 1,171. Just keeping up, poking up, trying to get as much vision out early on, and this will also stop the enemy getting their way into position, getting to where they want to be, and it kind of keeps them pinned down on the sort of western side and the southern side of the map. But I'm also very aware that tanks might be coming up, like that Magak there, to our right, so I've got to be a little bit careful. And yeah, just keeping my head on a swivel, or turret on a swivel, so to speak. And I'm not going to try and waste too many ATGMs, keeping them for the right targets. And as long as I'm putting vision out, this is going to be increasing our chances of victory, but more importantly for me at this moment, trying to get towards that 3rd mark of excellence. This tank has since been put back on sale in the middle of this series, so there's lots more on the battlefield now, and I believe the requirements have gone down ever so slightly, so now might be a great time if you're thinking of trying to mark this vehicle, because it did have relatively high requirements before. This Magak 6B Girl has just fired, and Yeah, that's a nasty ATGM right into the side of that tank, and we sent him back to the garage with a beautiful ammo rack. Getting some vision now on this VT2. And like I was saying at the start of the battle, you've got to be quite wary that because there aren't too many trees, like on something like Redshire or Chalbang, anything like those maps, you're going to be easily sort of visible with the tree vision system if people are paying attention. However, you've still got to try and make use of your concealment and the vision mechanics that are in the game, the same ones that are in World War II, because that will give you the extra assistance, especially in your light tanks and some of the more sneaky tank destroyers. So we've picked up 2.7k assistance, 2.1k direct damage. We're up by 1 tank. This VT2 looks like he was coming round either after me or this medium tank. I'm asking this medium tank to fall back because we'd get an ATGM right into the side of this VT2, but the VT2 is pulling away. So I'm going to go up round the top here and hopefully I can get an ATGM into the side of this very dangerous premium tank, and we take him out there. We've still got 6 ATGMs, 2 in this magazine, and we're up by a tank still, so it's looking pretty good. We've kind of pinned them onto both sides of the map. It looks like we have kind of control over the majority of the map, and now we can hopefully get this very dangerous tank out of the game. And we managed to get some nice damage there on that M60A2, whilst also getting some nice assistance on this Chieftain, I believe, to our right. So we pop our smoke screen, which does help your concealment overall, as well as helping you in a jam to sort of activate it and create that smoke screen. And we get our second ammo rack of the game on a Chieftain Mark V, and you get so many ammo racks because the module damage is high with these ATGM. 605 module damage per ATGM does allow us to do some lovely critical damage, set people on fire. But yeah, those ammo racks are a thing of glory, and ATGMs are obviously fantastic for that, especially the ATGMs. Some of the best ATGMs in Era 2 are on this vehicle. We're up by 2 tanks now. Here on El Alamein, coming up behind an Object 120, so almost guaranteed penetration there. He fires and misses, which means that we can just take our time. I was happy to kind of take a shot there just to get that tank destroyer taken out of the game. However, our friendly FV4-211 takes him out. And now there's only 4 tanks on the enemy team. We outnumber them by 3 tanks. We know where 2 of them are. This Leopard 1A1 fires and misses at us. We're full health, and we have 3 missiles left. Make a bit of a hash of reversing into a dead tank. However, I'm happy to take a shot now. We've preserved our hit points, and we can get an ATGM right into the side of this very thinly armoured tank and bounce, because why wouldn't you? I'm guessing that just got absorbed by some of the spaced armour there. However, maybe at a more steeper angle that would have gone in. Just going to be waiting for our next ATGM to load, and then hopefully we can make this 1A1 feel like he's made a bit of a mistake and angered us. So now we're going to go for kind of the drive wheel, and yeah, one and done there with the ATGM, our second ATGM, and we take that premium Era 2 German medium tank out of the game. Now we're back up to a 2-tank advantage. We can go and help our teammates. Leopard 1, easy penetration even for our primary 75mm, so nothing to worry about there. BMP2 easy, and Mobat is easy enough as well. Save the ATGM hopefully for the Mobat, as it has the most hit points, so we should be able to one-shot him out of this game if we penetrate, which we do. And yeah, another beautiful victory in this fantastic machine. Very, very dangerous if you do set it up correctly. So that's another MVP for the AMX 13. 5 kills, 8.5k direct damage. Mastery Badge Ace Tanker, 4.7k assistance and 1694 base XP, with a nice profit with or without a premium account in a 5 minutes and 34-second battle. So now we're going to head on into the third and final gameplay of today's video and this series, where I achieved my 3rd mark of excellence. Then I'll show you the screenshot of the 3 marks on the barrel, and then we'll wrap up this series. So I'll see you over in the 3rd gameplay in just a second. So we are now into the 3rd and final gameplay of today's video, and we are into the game where I achieved the 3 marks of excellence in the AMX 13. So Karelia's a pretty good map for scouting in the centre here, so we're going to make a very aggressive play down this little sort of river or ravine here. And you can notice when you do get into that kind of soft terrain into the watery terrain, we are slowed down dramatically. So I want to try and get into a place where there is some hard cover behind this rock should I get spotted, and there is a nice tree here to provide some concealment sort of to our left, trying to spot out towards the north and There is a wild M50 Ontos right in the centre, trying to get some vision out for his team. He gets spotted, takes some damage, but he's obviously got a smokescreen and manages to get away. So I know there's that M50 Ontos, got to be a little bit careful. We can see there is some fire coming from an autocannon towards the enemy's base. So what I'm going to do is push forward to kind of the place that I would usually go in the opposite spawn to spot out towards the middle. I'm going to go here. Last remaining enemy was spotted there. We keep our ATGM on target and take out the M103A2. That M50 gets taken out, and I've just noticed his game attack is wild, and he definitely was a wild M50 Ontos there right in the centre of the map. We get some vision here on the 30B, getting some nice assistance, and when you're pushing for the 3 marks of excellence on any tank, it's always a balance of how aggressive do you want to be, especially when you're going for marks in a light tank, because you have the capability here to be so well concealed, get some vision out. You're just praying for your team to be able to shoot what you spot, and sometimes it can push you sort of over the edge into reckless plays and you can get taken out. So it's kind of a balance of playing aggressively but not sort of giving up your tank too early on. Unfortunately for us, the medium tank there blocked our ATGM, which was going straight into that T62. However, we did get the assistance. There's a WZ-122, and I want to get out of the way in case he's firing an ATGM, and we continue to get some nice assistance on the tanks that we are spotting. And if you're wondering what the view range is paired with my still concealment rating of 149.36 meters, I've got mine up to 600.39 meters, so a nice ratio there, allowing us to outspot pretty much everything that we come across, maybe apart from things like the M50 Ontos or the BMP2, and the BMP1 of course is also a very powerful light tank. This FE4211, we are getting the spotting assistance. Going to go into the bush while I fire to get all of that juicy concealment from the bush, and we're going to rain it onto the upper hole, and there's a patch underneath the manlet, underneath the gun, which is weaker, that you should be able to penetrate with single fire guns, but more importantly with ATGMs, and that's not too bad of a magazine considering one of our ATGMs was blocked by an ally, but he completely didn't mean it. He was going in for the kill, and yeah, he's helping us out, so not too disappointed there. However, I was a bit worried for my marks progress when that happened, because sometimes you do get those unfortunate situations in the games where people just drive into your shots. I've done it to other players many times, just something that happens. So now we're spotting this T72, and he just can't see us. Or can't spot us with division mechanics. We're 107 meters away, and the first thing he knew about us being there is when the ATGM went into what looks like the front of his tank. Can't quite tell from the screen that I'm watching this on. We're getting some vision on him now, sort of baiting him round into the open. I was hoping to take him out there with one of our shells. However, our friendly Leopard 101 stops us from taking any more damage. There are 4 enemies left, so I want to use up the remaining hit points to get as much damage and assistance out of the rest of this game as possible. I don't care if I get taken out as long as I get this 3rd mark. We're probably going to win the game anyway, unless they pull off a dramatic clutch. So auto-aiming a bit lazy there on that MOBAT. Taking him out of that distance, not too big of an issue. There's 1 MOBAT remaining, and there is still 1 medium tank up towards the north. It is the WZ-122. We've got 3 ATGMs left. 4 ATGMs left, I should say, but 3 in the magazine. We fire first of our ATGM, get one into the side of him, and now he gets one into us. However, we should be able to take him out if we manage to reload. Unfortunately, we bounce with a track, and it looks like he's going to get one into us. I'm aiming like a noob. Should just actually aim the shot for his lower plate, but fortunately we get around the side and penetrate our final round there. And unfortunately, this is where kind of the recording cut off, so I'll leave you with this screen. I'll put a screenshot up of the 3 marks of excellence on the barrel, and with that 5.6k direct damage, 3.6k assistance, we picked up 9.2k combined for our 3rd mark of excellence, and that finishes this series off. So what is there to know about this tank? It's fantastic. Once you set it up correctly with the mobility and concealment, you've got enough view range already. A few gun handling skills to help the derpy gun. Focus on your ATGMs, make every one count. And if you penetrate your ATGMs, you're looking at that massive damage of 1,210 per shell. And 2 whole clips of 4 rounds in the ATGM autoloader. Very dangerous indeed. And yeah, hopefully this series has helped you play this tank or decide whether to pick it up when it is next on sale. So thank you for watching this 3 Marks of Excellence series. I'll be doing more of them as I mark more of my tanks. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like and a comment on today's video if you have it. If you liked the video, it really helps the channel out. And until next time, I'll see you on the battlefield, and bye for now.